3.
Hey!
Hey! Welcome back, everybody. For those of you who are, so fully aware of us that you jumped back onto our 4th episode of Two Guys Mindless Movie Review Podcast. Welcome back. I am
Welcome,
Brent, and
everyone.
this is
That's
Jeff.
that's Brent, as always.
As
Jeff.
always, as always, yeah. So we're back again, like
Back.
back again,
Back.
and we're
Now
gonna.
we've just been DCMA striked. We're just shut it down.
It was done. Done. Start the whole thing over. We're done. So yeah, we're back again. Talk more movies. Have some more fun. You know, all that fun stuff.
Fun.
And to party on, dudes.
Party on. That's 2 different movies. See how we
Dang it.
just merge them together.
That's right. It's like
Same difference.
yeah. So how's Jeff doing this lovely day?
I am doing well. How is Brent?
Pretty good. Busy weekend. Nice warm weather here. I love it. So
Right.
this is always talk about movies is the best way to in the weekend, right?
Well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So what do we want to talk about today?
Today, we are going to talk about the Masters of the Universe,
Which one?
aka He-Man,
But which Masters
uh,
of the Universe are we going to talk about?
the masterest of all Masters of the Universe, the cartoon, yeah, the animated cartoon from the '80s. Durr.
Obviously. Did you not know what you were listening to here? Come on.
Well, we're going to talk about both of them a little bit, right?
Yeah, we are. Yes.
Kind of do similar to what we did last episode.
Yeah,
A little bit of a compare
with
contrast.
Running Man. Yep. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, Running Man. Yeah, that wasn't last episode. My bad. That's
well,
mine.
previous episode.
Right.
Okay. We swear we know exactly what we're doing.
I don't know nothing.
I know we don't.
Don't accuse me.
It's almost like we're mindless or something here, right?
Couple of morons.
So yeah, we both watched the 1987 Masters of the Universe on our own time, and then I had the extreme pleasure of actually going to go see the new one with Mr. Jeff Swift right here in person.
Oh no, he ruined everything.
You. I'm not behind you anymore.
I followed him to the theater and he tried to get me removed. I kept talking the whole time. He's like, "Shut up!"
Throwing popcorn at me. Hey, stop it! I'll call my mom. Have her come throw you out of here.
Well, at least I'm not the one that cut out the hole in the popcorn.
I just wanted to share my popcorn with you. You know, is that so wrong? I buy some popcorn.
If it's wrong, I don't want to be right.
Right? I buy some popcorn. I want to share it with my buddy. What kind of world do we live in? I can't do that.
Yeah, you're very thoughtful and buttery.
Buttery.
That's why we call you Buttery Brent.
It just kind of flows, right?
Just right off the tongue.
Just like the popcorn.
There you go.
Well, do you want to start talking about the original one first, and kind of go from there?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
So, I mean, we both watched the original as children, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I mean, I grew up watching that movie.
Right. Yeah.
So it's campy. It's '80s. It's Dolph Lundgren for in all his glory.
Yeah, in his heyday, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's post Rocky IV. That's after Rocky IV, right? Because it was
the 80. Yeah, that was mid 80s for Rocky 4, I believe. So you're looking at
Masters Universe was '87, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I was looking for it. I can't find it on here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, it's '87. So Rocky IV is probably first.
Yeah.
So this is probably his. This was probably. I bet this was his big shot to make it big. You know what I mean? Like he was the headline. He led this movie. What do you think?
Oh, right. I mean, yeah. Well,
this is probably direct. I'm gonna look at it. It's probably directly after Rocky, probably, right?
Yeah, it's really close. So Rocky 4 is 85, and this was 87. So literally right after each other. So
I mean, he would have had to have went from that to start shooting this. I would assume.
Well, there's a 2-year difference, but yeah. But either way.
Yeah, that's the 80s, and all the special effects this thing had. I mean, come on, it had all the lights. It had the freaking the key for I mean the synthesizer key.
Right. So it's funny is and just to jump right in here, is
Sure.
it's as a kid I thought it was phenomenal. I loved it. It was amazing, uh,
Hmm.
and the only thing as a kid I didn't like is there wasn't as many of the characters because I had a bunch of the toys when I was a kid, and it always kind of ticked me off a little bit as a kid that other than Man at Arms and He-Man and Skeletor, there wasn't. I think Beastman. There wasn't a lot of the characters in there.
You had a few of the villains, a
A
few of them.
few of them,
You had Beastman, you had the lizard guy,
yeah.
you
But
had the kind of white haired, kind of old looking knifey guy who we saw in
yeah.
the movie as well.
So, but like, so it just kind of did. But otherwise, I really liked it. Okay, and then I watched it when I was older, and I thought this thing is a piece of crap. It is terrible, right? Like,
Look at you, Judgy
well,
McJudgeons.
so anyway, so and then I went a long time and I didn't watch it, right? Well, I watched it this past week and I was like, you know what? This is better than I remember. So I went. So I was up here as a kid, and then later I watched it. I'm like, wow, this
It's
is not
very
good at all.
low.
Yeah. And then after watching it, I'm like, yeah, I think I think I was a little bit harsh on it. So
That happens. That
yeah.
happens, right?
So well, and you look at it through a different angle, right? So as a grown up, watching it still kind of pisses me off a little bit that it's almost like they had an idea for a movie and they took the name Masters of the Universe and a few of the characters and they made it into a movie, right? And instead of like, but I feel like the new one, and we'll get to the new one here in a little bit,
Sure.
has a lot more of that lore built in, if that make and characters. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah. Do you think it's a limitation of the time, though? I mean, this was the '80s, and I mean, I made a joke about the
Possibly
graphics and stuff, but I mean, I wonder what this budget looked like. They usually have that listed
three
here too, don't
dollars
they? A buck 05.
and $1.50. That was Dolph's salary.
I thought they showed that on here. I need to do a better job of figuring out what stuff is ahead of time, I guess,
They sometimes do. I think on some of the
but
older
not
stuff,
always.
I don't know if they do or not. So, oh, here you go. It cost 22 million to make.
I mean, as '80s, 22 million. So you're talking what, maybe double?
It only grossed 17. So technically, it was a flop.
It was a flop.
It was a flop.
Well, big time, big
Yeah.
time. Ooh.
So, yeah. And honestly, if you look at reviews, at least on IMDb, there's other sites you can look at as well, but it averages 5.4, so right down the middle of the road, which is about where I figure it would end up. But there,
You
oddly enough,
probably or hate it, I would assume.
yeah.
I
Or
doubt there's a lot of mixed.
well, and how many people our age watched this as a kid, not knowing what Masters of the Universe was?
Fair enough. I mean, I
Yeah.
watched cartoons all the time, so I'm like you. I didn't have as many of the toys as you had apparently,
Yeah.
but I had like the He Man, and I had the Battle Cat, and then some other little. There was some kind of toy. Maybe you had it. It was like a green toy, and he would ride it, and then the legs would flip around, and it would continue going. It was kind of
Oh,
crazy.
I did not have that one, but I know what you're talking about.
I
Yeah.
had that, and I had a Skeletor, and I had. Uh, I don't think it was. Didn't he have? He had in the old cartoon. He had two bases at one point. Skeletor did, if I remember correctly. He had like the Snake Mountain one,
Yes.
but then he had another one later. Because I was thinking I had the other one.
Um.
It
So
was legit Skeletor's thing. It was a massive, but it did. I don't remember there being a snake on it.
so there was a third team that came out later.
Maybe that's what I had. Was there? It was still a big mountain thing, but it didn't have. Okay.
It had like traps and stuff in it. 'Cause
Yeah.
so I actually had I did not have Castle Grayskull.
I did not either.
I had Snake Mountain, and I had the other one that you're talking about too. The Horde. No, not the Horde. Anyway, what it was?
I forgot about that. We were talking about that the other day, and I
Yeah.
had that pulled up.
I may be getting the name wrong because I haven't watched this stuff for a while, uh, but anyway, along the same lines. So I had a couple of the castles. I had a handful of the action figures. They're not dolls; they're action figures. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
uh,
I play with action figures.
yeah. Anyway, long story short is So I had a handful of toys, um, but yeah, it was just always disappointed that more of the characters that I had as toys weren't on the original movie. But the story itself was also a little odd. Uh,
Yeah,
with the whole like the key and the
the
portal and
cosmic key.
yeah, yeah, and all that fun stuff and who is Gwildor? I mean, like I don't remember him being a character, you know.
I don't think he ever was,
I don't.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
So again, they had all these characters to pull from, and they created a new character for that role. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't really
sure.
vibe with
Yeah,
me.
I could see that. I
Yeah,
could see that. You know, and I mean, if you think about it, it was a pretty fast-paced film. I remember it
it was
being a
very
little bit
short.
long.
Yeah.
It was only an hour and 46 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it was very short. They don't they don't mess around. They get right to what's going on. Uh, I mean, so I think the reason I didn't like it when I watched it years ago was I couldn't appreciate the bad graphics as much. But now that I've gotten older, I can look past the graphics for what it
Hmm.
is, you know. So which is why I think I enjoyed it a lot more this last go around.
Yeah,
So
I can see that. Now, I will say though, Skeletor in the old one looked pretty dang good.
he did, yeah.
I mean, to the point I forget. I know it was that Frank.
Langella. Yeah.
There you said
Yeah,
it. I
there,
never
there.
can. There, I said it.
There, basically.
But I always liked that guy as an actor. I would never have known it was him
Right.
as a kid, especially. But
Yeah.
even as an adult, I didn't realize it was him. Even when I knew who he was, I didn't make that connection. I read something the other day where he said he done that movie specifically because his boy was interested in He Man, and so he's like, I had to. He said I wanted a role. He said I had to take a role in it, so he took Skeletor
I love that. Yeah.
to make sure the movie got made for his kid.
That's great. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. He did a really good job on that as well. So,
Well, he looked good. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like really, like especially. I mean, when you think about like this is '87, that was probably all like
Oh,
prosthetic.
yeah, absolutely.
Real makeup. They're not doing CGI stuff back then as much.
Yeah. I feel like in the 80s, it was they lied a lot more heavily on the makeup stuff, and they were on the top of their game, honestly. I feel like.
I know there's a lot of cost savings to be had with that, and sometimes I think that the CGI stuff they do can look really good now.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
man, there's something to be said about the makeup artists from back in the day.
Well, I tell you what. I mean, like if you're a Star Wars fan, uh, everybody will tell you that Yoda as a puppet is better than Yoda as CGI.
I can see that.
He looks better on the screen, and it looks more like the original Yoda. But in the prequel series, when they made him all CGI, people hated it, and I don't think it flowed as well. But yeah,
Hmm.
but along those same lines though, you know.
Yeah, but I guess I'll talk about that when we get into the new one a little bit. But I am with you. It was a little bit lackluster as far as the characters using the old one.
Yeah.
But I guess my forgiveness for it is, like you said, they probably didn't specifically necessarily make it just for fans because they probably wanted commercial appeal for this.
Right.
This is probably Dolph's shot. They had this 6 foot, what, four, blonde,
Muscular dude.
muscular dude that is like a neuroscientist or something. Like he's a genius.
Yes.
He,
Yeah.
he really is.
I know.
It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Uh,
I watched the thing where Sylvester Stallone was giving him like backhanded compliments It was really funny. Like it was coming from a place of love. You know, you
Right.
could tell because he's like, this guy has the perfect chiseled physique. You know, and he's all like, he's a genius,
That's him. Yeah.
blonde hair, blue eyes, and he's like, but he was going in and doing it like backhandedly, like making fun of it a little bit. Like
Yeah.
he's like, I hate Dolph Lundgren. I hated him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think Dolph got a lot of hate later on because some of the roles he chose
Well,
were
if you
not,
think about it,
you know,
he played the freaking Russian. Like you hated him as an American kid
right.
in the '80s. You hated him with all because he did it so well.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And then he did that. He did that other. Did he do another one where he was another Russian guy, like Red Commando or some crap or something? There was
Maybe
something like that. I can't remember what it
was
was
it
now.
Universal Soldier? Because I know he.
Well, he was good in that, but no, it was something specifically. It was called Red something, if I remember. I'm gonna try to pull it up real quick or yakking.
Yeah.
But I was thinking he did something. It was very much like
Red
he's.
Scorpion.
There you go.
Yeah. Lieutenant Nikolai. Yeah.
Yes, I mean
Yeah. 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 Well, but also around that time,
he's the complete
you know,
communist.
like him in the Punisher, like that original Punisher movie was not very good, right?
Right.
His acting in that was not very good. So I think he got a lot of hate around that time because of his acting chops as well. You know,
I still don't know that he's a great actor.
he's not. He's not. But but my point is that like in Masters in when he's playing He Man, it actually wasn't that terrible. Now,
Well, it
granted,
kind of worked with He Man a little
well,
bit
that's what I'm
though.
saying. So like how Keanu Reeves picks roles that fits his acting style.
Whatever do you mean?
Exactly. Like
He's amazing.
I know, as I'm saying, exactly how you're acting is how he acts.
What?
But yeah. So
You,
I feel
you killed my dog.
easy, no. I think him a lot more in the day the Earth stood still, where he's literally playing himself. Like it's not, but like that acting job was like how he would just normally be. I think in real life.
That movie hurts my heart.
Yeah, it should have been
It
amazing.
should have been good.
Yeah,
I love the old one so much. That's the problem. I love the original one so
right,
much. I love this Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of the old one where they
right.
make fun of it. I love that.
Yeah,
And then that one was just kind of like let's just CGI this all to hell and people will pay us to watch it.
right. Well, and and a lot of movies like the one we're talking about now, of course, is in a couple weeks ago we talked about The Running Man. That was another one, very campy '80s movie with not good graphics. It could use a good remake, and
Sure.
depending on how they do it, could either make or break it. So, but anyway, but
Well, I see a recurring theme here. Like it seems like we've got a recurring theme
right, yeah,
going here.
yeah. So with every remake, we have to rewatch the old '80 ones and talk about the new one.
Obviously, I like the old one. I've watched it over the years a few times.
Yeah,
I never had the whole. I guess when I was a teenager, I got to where I was like,
sure.
probably similar to you. But I watched it this week before we went to the new one because we talked about doing that, and then I had also watched it probably 2 or 3 years before that just to put it on,
Right,
and it's one I revisit every once in a while. Probably more nostalgia and the feel goods, more
right.
so than the actual wanting to watch the show.
Well, yeah, and that's cool because I do that for a thing, but like this one, I haven't done that with because I didn't remember it being as that good, so
Mhm.
I never put it back on again for years. But anyway, I'm glad I did because I have a little bit more respect for it now. So
So, with that in mind, I almost wish I had went back and watched the cartoon more so than the old movie.
right. Also, that would have been fun. Uh,
It would have. I mean, I would have been. It was only they only got what like 2 seasons back in the day, if I remember correctly.
yeah, probably because I actually never went back and rewatched it. So, but
I've never watched it in order for sure.
yeah, I just remember watching it as a kid, and as a kid you just watch it. You don't think about, you know, what like how many episodes it has or nothing like that.
65 in the first season, 65, and they had so 130 episodes total.
But back in the day, they were on
Two
every day.
seasons. They were on every day.
Yeah. So right. Wow.
So 2 seasons.
130.
Oh,
Wow. 130
it's
episodes.
surprising.
That's wild.
But I almost wish. So okay, the new one. So along those lines,
Okay.
I feel like they did a lot of good fan service
They did.
to the cartoon,
Absolutely.
to the cartoon specifically.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like where I'm like, there's some of these characters I'm like, I kind of vaguely remember that, but I'm like, I don't remember it for sure anymore. I'm way too far removed from the
Yeah.
cartoon.
See, I remember a lot of characters because
You
whenever I
played with
bought,
them all the
well,
time in the tub.
I did, especially Fisto.
I thought it was Mecha Neck Man.
Mom, I broke Mechanic's net head again. But no, but when you get the,
Ow! I said on Ram Man.
I swear I fell. But
It's like, this is the seventh guy in the ER this week for Ram Man.
one guy had 2 Ram bands.
You get a Ram Man and a Fisto.
That's a good time right there. But no, whenever I would get the action figures for Christmas or get whatever, when you open the pack up, they had a comic book behind the character. So I had a bunch of the comic books as well.
I remember that.
Yeah. So and I honestly I probably still have them somewhere, but anyway, so I knew all those other characters even if I didn't have them. I would read about them in these little mini comic books. So yeah, so most of the characters, I think they introduced a couple of new characters that weren't part of the toy line, I guess. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
like what's her name? Diane, I think they called her or whatever. I don't remember her. I think they introduced her in the movie.
Oh, the bully.
Yeah, Diane.
I think that was just a joke.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
think so too. But she was in the whole movie. Like she was with them like the entire time.
I kind of like that though.
It was pretty funny.
Well, and then they ended up making her like all badass and stuff. I was like, for a minute, I was like, okay, come on, we gotta make her like she's better than the guys with special powers and stuff.
Right, yeah.
She was a
But
one man army,
she was.
unstoppable.
As long as there's lockers to shove people in, you mean? It's fine. uh, but yeah, so I really liked that they had a bunch of the characters in this movie.
Yeah, I did too. I had read something a while back and I tried to stay away from it because I knew we were going to watch it. But I caught a couple things where some people were complaining about the characters.
Of course, they were.
Well, because they were complaining that they were shying away from the silly names. I didn't get that vibe at all.
Really? I mean, they kind of leaned into it very heavily. I
I
thought.
I thought they did too. That was the complaint. They're like, they only said this name one time later in the show. They're embarrassed of the old names. Like, I really thought they leaned heavily into it.
Yeah. Now, what I really, really liked is that you kind of find out that that's what he calls them. That's not their actual names. So that
I thought that's humorous.
that was pretty clever. So you have the character's name, but that's just what he called them from when he was a kid.
Well, you know what? I wonder if that's the complaint they have. But I mean, like I read one time, and you may know as well. I read a long time ago actually. So it's kind of funny that this He-Man knowledge is coming back. I don't know where I read that He-Man was designed to be an action figure advertisement out the gate. Like they had built like a barbarian. So that is why the barbarian is in the show.
Oh, okay.
That is the original idea for He-Man. They wanted to try to have a big, powerful Viking-y looking Torok or whatever they called him in the show. That is the original character that was supposed to be like the He-Man. And they said, well, this is terrible. Nobody wants it. So they made He-Man like a more generic version of that.
Yeah.
And then they built they had the toy line built, and then the cartoon was built around pimping that toy line to dumb kids like us.
It worked.
It did.
It worked like a charm.
All my friends had them too.
Oh yeah.
We all had those figures. I had that battle damage He-Man where
Yep.
would roll over and take a hit and stuff.
Yeah, I know. Me and my cousin used to play with them all the time. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, so like to get more specific, Moss Man was in this one. I always liked Moss Man. Uh,
See, I can't remember. That's where I'm like, I wish I had watched the cartoon a little bit because some of these guys I'm just not. I don't remember.
yeah. Well, and what made the action figure so awesome, at least in my opinion, is that they actually they were each made differently. Like Fisto had like a action, like he had like a metal fist, and you could like, and it would
Fist
move.
people with
You could
yeah.
fist people with them. I was fisting kids other when I was a kid. I
You're a
was just
fister. He's a fister from way back.
I was fisting before school, man.
Yeah, we are leaning into that joke a little bit because that joke is leaned into in the film a little
It
bit,
is, which is
which is
pretty funny.
which I mean, okay, so there's definitely layers of content, and
Right.
normally I like that, but this is very blatant. Like, I don't know that it like this is almost like I would if I had a young child, if I was taking like an 8-year-old to this, I don't know that I would want to.
Well, the thing that shocked me, and by the way, I guess technically we forgot about the spoiler warning again, but
Spoilers.
but if you're this far into it, hey, welcome aboard. Uh, when Fisto and Ram Man are fighting in that battle scene, he's like, fist him, Fisto. He's like, yeah. He's like, give some head, Ram Man. He's like, nope. I was like, they really went there. Wow.
I
Okay.
mean, they into it hard, and
Yeah.
I mean, no pun intended.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
they were ramming that
They
hard
were
down your
ramming
down Mechanics' throat and up this man's butthole. I don't know. I mean, there's
Same
all kinds of.
time. He was double fisting. Yeah.
Now I laugh. I was laughing. I mean,
It-
obviously, I'm probably catering to us more so. Like my kids
right.
don't know what He-Man is, so they're hoping if us 40-year-olds come out and watch this stuff
Right. Which
and bring our
which
kids.
we did, and we did see a couple kids in the theater.
Yeah.
So
And like I said, all of them do that. So like I'm used to that in all these animated films. There's a joke made usually.
right. So I guess I'm thinking like in my head, like in my family, my daughter probably would not enjoy that movie at all.
Hmm.
Mostly because she doesn't know the characters, she wouldn't get the adult humor, and it's action and fighting. Right. It's not something that she would necessarily enjoy. My son
You
would
don't
probably
think she would get? You don't think she get the adult humor?
well, some of it she would. I mean, but it's not. But she's not the target audience. I mean,
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
so it's not
'Cause
really
I was just thinking like if I was to take my boy to it about her age,
right.
he would he the stuff that they. I mean, of course, boys are like that a little more so.
Yeah,
He's making all those jokes anyways. He
of
would be
course. Yeah,
laughing about Fisto.
yeah.
He might be laughing about Fisto before they start making those jokes.
I was like, hey, he stole my line. So I think my son would enjoy it, but
Yeah,
obviously, us knowing the characters and knowing the story, it was
there's definitely more to it
right.
there.
It was definitely way catered more towards us, and having Battle Cat in there, that was cool, and all that stuff.
Well, and I liked a lot. Okay. So I know we're kind of wondering, what is your view on the movie so far? Like, what do you think?
So, like, I really enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Now, granted, it's only day and a half since I've seen it or so. About 2 days, I guess. I wouldn't mind giving it another watch for sure, but like top of my head, 7, 8 out of 10 probably. Like I really enjoyed it
It's fair.
because again, being a fan of the franchise already, I love seeing the franchise come to life way more than the 1987 version ever did for me.
Hmm.
So that was fun. I really love the humor. Jared Leto as Skeletor was phenomenal. Some of his
Yeah, and that's
yeah,
surprising.
yeah, he was given some of the best lines in the movie. I thought like, and it kind of reminded
He
me
was good.
a lot of a lot. They have a lot of those Skeletor memes going around now,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I really think that they leaned into some of that as well because some of the lines he had, Skeletor was not funny guy, right? He was evil, mean, whatever, and even in the old movie, he was all serious, right? Like there was no
Right.
joking around. And
Mm.
this Skeletor had some little one-liners put in there, which I really appreciated that.
Did you think that it was? He almost seemed oblivious to some of it, though. Like like there's the part where he's trying to do like maniacal laugh kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
And he's like, "I'm done, guys."
Yeah.
And it's like, "You guys, I'm done."
I thought that was. I thought it played into his
I
role, and I liked it.
no, I did like it. I did like
Yeah.
it. Now I would say, and this is just maybe it's just me. I don't know. I absolutely adore Allison Brie for different reasons. But I felt like she was playing her character from Community as Evil-Lyn. I could not. I couldn't get away from it. I felt like Annie was it was
Yes.
Evil Annie.
Evil Annie. I can see that because it's hard to see her as something other than Annie. You know.
Well, I've seen her in something else, and I didn't get that as much. Like it's just really. It almost seemed like she was cosplaying from Community as Evil-Lyn.
Right.
And I hate to say that, she was good. I don't think she was terrible. I just could not unsee that.
So there's a lot of movies I've watched here lately where. So have you seen Scream 7?
No, I did not watch it.
Joel McHale plays a police officer in that movie.
Okay.
I couldn't overlook that. Like it was not a role he should be playing. Speaking of Community, right? That's a nice.
Right.
So I agree with you because I kept expecting her to make a joke, and there's certain times when she was set up nicely to make a joke or whatever, and nothing would happen, I guess, and that's fine because that's how Evil-Lyn was. Her whole thing was to be evil and to support Skeletor and whatever he was doing. So, and she did that fine, but yeah, I do agree with that.
I don't know. I just was a little bit weird. And I can't say because I guess I always think of Evil-Lyn like she was like in the '80s movie. Like
Yeah, Meg Foster did a good job of that role.
she did, and she kind of had those like steely blue eyes. She was kind of creepy, kind of sexy, you know what I mean?
Kinda.
And yeah, I mean, well. I always think of like They Live with her and stuff.
Right. Yes.
And like that it kind of makes it hard for me to not. I don't know. Like she creeped for whatever reason. Those eyes in that movie creeped me out. She does. Those eyes are cool eyes though. I do like her eyes. But she was a hell of a good Evil-Lyn, like I said. And while Allison Brie's cute, she's not sexy. Maybe that's my take. I mean, I know that's put me.
You're on camera. You say whatever you want, buddy.
I'm just saying. Like, I mean, I've seen her be sexy,
right,
but
yeah.
But like, she's she's freaking from Community, man. She's feels like it's her personality.
Yeah, she's a little. She's the little
almost innocent
girl, right? Yeah, I get that.
That's the vibe I get.
Yeah, well,
and that does not work with Evil-Lyn for me.
Well, I think there's certain actors that always get stuck. Like, I mean, you were talking a while back ago about John. I always say his last name wrong. John Berthenol, whatever, the guy that played
Shane.
Yeah,
and,
Shane and Walking Dead. Man, I didn't like him for the longest time because I just kept seeing Shane.
Yeah, he played that. I hated that character so much,
right?
And I almost hated him for it. And it wasn't fair because he's a hell of a good actor.
Right. But like, it took me a while.
I did the same thing.
It took me a while to watch Punisher because I was like, oh, Shane's in this.
He did a really damn good job with the Punisher. That surprised me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and now he's back again on if you know that, but he's back playing. So in the Daredevil series that's on Disney Plus.
Oh, they brought him in for that.
Yes, they brought him in that, and then they're making like a one-off, like hour-long movie for the Punisher character, and then he's supposed to be in the new Spider-Man as well.
That's cool.
So they're bringing him in.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I actually watched some of his podcasts that he's doing and stuff, and he's a pretty cool dude. Like I actually, he did a hell of a job with Shane because I hated him.
Right.
Like out the gate, I hated him, and I hated him that whole show.
Yeah, like
and with like you, I hated the actor because of it. Right, that's how you know they do it. It's like
So I feel like she's probably one of those people that kind of fits into that kind of role,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, the movie was good overall.
Yeah, honestly, I mean that cast was really stacked. honestly. Like, outside of the guy that played He-Man, which I have no clue how to say his last name. Nicholas Gallant. Yeah,
Galsing.
there I said
There, I
it.
said
Yeah,
it.
I don't. I've never seen him in anything before this.
I'm looking up. I don't remember him from
Yeah, I
anything
looked
other
it
than
up. I
that.
hadn't seen anything else he's been in. So, but like he did a solid job. But like that surrounding cast: Jared Leto, Idris Elba as Man at Arms. We talked about Alison Brie already, of course,
Hmm.
and then Kristen Wiig as the voice of Roboto. That was fun. So yeah, I mean just all kinds of good supporting cast there.
Yeah, they did pretty good overall, I think, and I really think that they did it. I didn't realize that was his dad. I didn't realize that James uh, Purefoy was the dad. I didn't until I just now saw the picture. I did not make the connection.
I looked it up Friday night after I got home because I was like, I know who that is because he looks a little bit like
He
Hugh
looks
Jackman.
he looks yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But he looks so different in the
yeah.
movie. Like
Well,
I know him from Rome. I think it was,
yes.
wasn't it?
The room.
He
Yeah,
was um crap. Caesar's number two man. I can't think of his name off the top of my head.
yeah. I know what you're talking about. But Mark Antony. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. There you go.
yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I had a similar thing. Like when he as a king, he has like the full beard and the long hair.
Yeah, even though it
Yeah,
does not, it's not clicking.
yeah.
The math ain't mathing.
Well, like I knew Hugh Jackman wasn't in this, but I just kept seeing like
He
old
looked at hell. I had the same thought.
like
Same
yeah,
thought, man.
like old man Logan kind of look. The
Look at that huge jacked man.
exactly. Who is this huge ack man? Yeah.
But I do think okay. So overall, I like the film. I would say I'm about with you, 7 or 8,
Okay.
give or
Yep.
take a little
Nice.
bit.
I like it.
I'd probably lean more towards 7 because there was a couple things that were a little bit, but it fits with the movie.
Like
So
what?
like, I felt like they kept trying to have that whole moment where like he does something awesome, and that's cool. But like there's like they would do this whole climax thing to something awesome, and he does it, and then it's like, well, let's reset, and then they would do it again. Like it seemed like there was
Oh yeah, yeah.
too many of like they kept wanting to have that one scene, but it's that one scene for a reason, and they had like 4 of them,
Yeah, yeah. They,
and then they worked. It's like just pick one and make it
yeah.
more awesome.
Sure. Yeah,
I,
yeah. Like each fight he was in, he had like that one moment where he overcomes and
yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
I
like
get
the
that.
third or fourth time in, I was just like, this is like the fourth time. Like he ain't gonna lose. We know
Yeah.
he's not gonna lose.
Yeah.
He's freaking E-Man.
Yeah, but his name's not in the title though, so could.
But he's the master debater of the universe, which kind of works actually. That should be the title of this,
I mean, it's not He-Man in the Masters of the Universe; it's just Masters of the Universe. So you know,
right?
so he's
But he does like to debate because he's in HR.
he's a very
the,
yeah.
the, the comedy was actually pretty solid in this. Actually,
Yeah, it was, and and I'm fine with that because I think if you make this movie too serious,
you get the
I
'87 version.
exactly that's exactly my point. Then you risk being too much like the movie that came before it.
Well, and it was camp. It has that campy vibe because of what it was in the '80s, and you kind of have that now, but it's intentional now. Whereas that was them trying their best to be a serious film,
Right.
whereas
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is intentionally campy as fan service.
Yeah. Which I like that. And again, as long as you lean into it and that's what you're gonna do it right. Don't dance around it. I guess.
I think they did very well overall. It's not like this is a movie I'll watch it more than once.
Yeah.
I'll come back and watch it again.
I
I'm
will
not
too.
dying to go see it in the theater again.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm rewatching the theater. Although if my kids want to go, I might take them to go watch it again.
Right. Yeah. I saw that it was at an Amazon MGM movie, so I'm assuming it'll be on Prime in three, four,
A
5 months.
month.
Yeah. A month. Well, Well, now this is a big blockbuster, so maybe not. It may be out. Well, I say that,
Is
but
it doing well?
well, that's a question I was going to ask you about is because technically it opened on Thursday night. We went on Friday
Hmm.
night,
Hmm.
and that theater was not full.
Yeah, but we went to a later show.
Yeah, but was it the last show? I mean,
Well,
there's
that's true, but historic. Okay, now this is so. I used to work at the theater. You know this. I'm
right.
just so that they know. Late shows are historically not very busy.
Well, okay,
Even out of Muncie, that was not the case. Usually, your
okay,
7 o'clocks would sell out. You have to spill over into like the next set, and then really as late as it was, I think that's a pretty fair. Now the theaters are smaller now. I
true.
mean, less
Yeah.
seats.
Well, because they have the room for the feet to lift up and all that
Right,
stuff.
right.
But
So, but if we had a screen half full for a 9 o'clock set, that was pretty dang good.
okay, that's yeah. I mean, I guess we'll see here in a couple weeks, but like because obviously it's still Sunday, so I don't think the
They
numbers
don't
are out
report
yet.
it yet.
So usually they
Well,
don't have.
sometimes they do, don't they? Don't they like talk about like
Well, it says here opening weekend 29.3 million. So I don't know how accurate that is, but I mean that's not terrible. But for a blockbuster, that's pretty low. For a movie like this, I'm sure they're not very happy
had a
with.
budget of 200 mil?
Yeah. So
Well, here the AI deal here is saying it may gross 54 million.
well,
Or
that's worldwide. I was just looking at the U.S. numbers. Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, 23 mil in the
Yeah.
U.S.
54.3 worldwide. So I mean that's a solid pull for one weekend, but I mean they 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 may not break even. You know.
It says 170, 200 mil to make it, and then they figure what like don't they say figure like 20% for marketing on top of that?
Right. Yeah.
So they probably need to clear what like
At least 200, which I don't.
well minimum 200, but you're probably talking more like
Yeah.
253 to break even.
Yeah. So they may not do that honestly. Which is
And that's a shame because it is actually an adequate
it
movie.
is, and maybe they'll find more life on streaming, and but uh, so for those of you that have not watched it yet, there's of course the after credit scene where it's setting up a new movie. So it makes me wonder: is that already in the works, or do they plant that seed there to see if it grows and then they make it later? I don't know how studios do it. I know if you're Marvel, you're planning 4 or 5 movies ahead, but for something like this, I don't know if they're already
Well, they're probably dying for that, right? Who's the film company for this?
it's MGM Studios.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we talked about the
yeah,
Amazon. Man, they don't have a very good track record with like doing this stuff real great.
yeah.
They tend to want to overpromise and underdeliver, and not that they do. I mean, I like their content, but like they look at some of the stuff they've done, and then they just kind of like, well, it's dead to me.
Yeah. On to the next thing. Ooh, something shiny over here. Yeah.
It's like Google all over again.
Yes. Yeah. But honestly, I think the biggest problem that this movie is going to have is finding an audience of people who don't know what Masters of the Universe is.
I
You know,
honestly, I hadn't seen a whole lot about it.
I mean,
I saw a couple trailers. I mean,
yeah,
there's trailers in the theater,
right.
but I don't hit I've not been hitting the theater a whole lot for the last couple of
Well,
years, so I'm like very far removed.
yeah, I mean, I saw it advertised on TV a couple times, well, on like ads or whatever. And
Hmm.
a lot of times now, I know I'm not normal, but a lot of times I'll go on YouTube and watch
I
upcoming
watch trailers.
trailers.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's where I've seen it
yeah.
before.
So I knew about it, of course, but I'm just thinking, if you were wanting to go see a movie and there's so much stuff out right now, would you go to see that one? You know what I mean?
I mean, in our break, I mean, I would have, but it's because
Right,
I have history with it. But
right,
would a 17-year-old kid want to go watch it,
right. Exactly. Which I guess
or
that's the
20
question.
or 20-year-old would they want to go actually see it? They don't know what the hell a Master of the Universe is.
Right. Or even a universe.
Our solar system's only got 8 damn planets now.
When I was a kid, we had 9,
We had
and we liked
9.
it.
We walked uphill both ways to go see the observatory to see Pluto, the
Exactly.
ninth planet.
Yeah. But so no, but no, this was a very so. Other than this movie, Scary Movie also started this week. Uh,
Ooh,
back,
that might have a
yeah,
pull. That might have hurt them.
Back Rooms opened this week. Star Wars opened a week ago. Yeah, a week ago. So that still has has an audience. Not the the Breadwinner. That's that Nate Bargatze movie. Power Ballad. That's the new movie with Paul Rudd. All that opened this weekend. That was a jam-packed week. There's like five new movies all released the same weekend. So they had to take a toll on them.
Well, maybe they get some legs. I don't feel like they give him a good chance anymore.
He has big, strong legs.
Big, strong legs. I'll tell you what. So they tried to make him all look like a little bit geeky, looking like a little bit like uber sensitive and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they tried really hard to put him in really baggy clothes. It just did not. Well, you could tell the dude's jacked to the tits underneath this. Like that dude is freaking He-Man already.
Yeah.
Of course, I guess if you look at the cartoon, Adam in the cartoon was very effeminate, but still jacked to the tits.
Right. It's just like the Clark Kent, right?
Just like Clark Kent.
Yeah.
But and I guess one other thing that bothered me, and this is like I said, I'm picking it apart, like because this is not. I enjoyed it overall. Was that he, in the cartoon? Well, in the '87 movie, this didn't happen at all, so it's even worse. Than he had to transform for whatever reason. I don't remember what it was. It's like he used the power, and then he's Adam again.
Right.
And I don't remember. He's always. It's probably an excuse to I have the power, to sell the toys, to pimp the toys to us. Sure. We want to have the power.
Right.
I did like that how they played that up in the show, in the movie. Yeah. But like he went He-Man and then stayed He-Man for a long time. Yeah. Well, he's like, did I say the words right?
Yes.
That's the words. I almost could have done with him. I loved that scene in the '87 when he got the power, when Skeletor got the power, and him and He-Man had to fight it out.
Right.
I just love that. He has all gold and decked out and beating the hell out of him with that gold staff and then the sword fight. I'm like, that was an epic scene.
Yeah, it was. It is funny. It's something that I had not even noticed until this past week. So in the '87 film,
mm-hmm.
He-Man carries that sword around, and the entire movie uses it like one time.
Well, he's got the laser pistol.
That's what I'm saying. He uses it, but he walks around with that sword at all time. A bad guy shows it, puts it, and pulls out the gun.
Who fired first? He-Man fired first.
Always. Right?
You don't bring a damn sword to a gunfight, bro.
To a laser pistol fight.
He's He-Man, for Christ's sake. He's not a dumbass.
but they shoot him, put the gun away, then come back out and walk around with that sword again. And
it's a walking stick. He helps him stay balanced. It's all those muscles. He needs it to balance himself, or he just tips over.
So the only time he uses it is when somebody shoots the gun out of his hand and he's forced to use the sword.
Yeah, but see, if they, you know what it was. If he starts blocking the shots too much, he gets accused of being Star Wars. They've already stole the damn lasers.
Right, yeah. Stop making the pew pew sound. We're going to get sued. Actually, it's funny. So it's funny you said that because while I'm watching the movie, my wife comes in. She's like, "What the hell are you watching? This looks awful, right?" I was like,
"Awfully good."
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, "No, it's terribly awesome." That's
terribly awesome.
But anyway, so she sat down and watched a few minutes of it with me, and it was one of the scenes where the Skeletor's he goes to the portal and he has all the soldiers wearing the black armor. And they're all shooting his arm. I said, "Man, these guys are worse than stormtroopers trying to hit shots." So it all comes full circle.
You know what? I mean, if you think about it, all they really need to do is get some target practice.
Right? That's all it is. Come on, guys. So so to go back to the new one here for a minute.
Uh-huh.
So, and I do this. a lot of times I'll watch a movie, and I feel like this was missing something, but I don't know what it is, right? And I can't put my finger on what I think it needed, but I feel like there was something else it could have used, and I don't know what that is.
I had the same thought.
Yeah.
You know what I think it really is?
What's that?
I think that Skeletor. This is all about Adam. It's kind of like Adam's origin story,
Right.
more so than He-Man's even really.
Sure.
And they try to show you little glimpses of what has happened because Skeletor took over, but they don't show him actually doing a whole lot of terrible things. He's not. I mean, he does do some
Right.
terrible things, but he's not ultra villain.
Right.
You know, it's missing that epic fight scene. Skeletor is supposed to be a badass. Now he loses his ass to He-Man, but he should be able to hold his. He should be able to hang more.
Yeah. Which
And
he did. Yeah.
he beats his ass a little bit, but it
Well,
wasn't an epic fight scene.
yeah, which he did for a bit, and then because the sword breaks and he stabs him with the sword and all that stuff.
Right.
But yeah, but
And that should have been a moment. And then, okay,
right.
that's one of the moments. And then when
that's moment number 4.
yeah, that's the problem. You had all this build up. He's beating everybody's ass, and then I don't feel like their fight was epic. That was the worst fight scene
fair.
of all the fight scenes.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
It wasn't god awful.
Yeah.
Like I'm nitpicking a bit, but like I don't feel like that clash really happened between the two.
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right. I think I almost, I mean, how do you make a Masters of the Universe movie without Skeletor? But I almost wonder if it would have been better to have this be like Adam's origin story, and still have some villains, some characters there for him to fight, but Skeletor comes out at the end and reveals himself, and then he's the big baddie for part 2. You know,
Right.
I feel like that would have been something kind of a big thing, right?
That might have worked better, actually.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it was a 2 hour and 20-minute movie.
Yeah.
And
Then
towards the end of it, it started seeming. I was feeling it towards
Yeah.
the end, and I normally don't. Like I'm like, okay, this seems a little bit longer. Like I started noticing it towards the very end.
well, the fact that we were sharing seats didn't help.
Well, I
It was
mean,
getting a little warm in there.
my damn legs were asleep when
Man,
you sat on them when I was holding you.
it was getting a little warm in there too, so I might have passed out once or twice when they
Yeah, do they not run the damn air anymore?
I don't
It's
know.
kind of every movie I've been to
Oh my
lately. I'm
gosh.
like, I'm perspiring in the movie. It used to freeze your ass off in the theater.
You get me like sticking to the seat. You're like,
Yeah,
"Ah."
I literally was like killing myself off the damn leather.
Right. Uh,
And I mean, I work in the heat quite a bit. Like I'm not like pouring sweat all the time in the heat. Like it's not like I'm like air conditioned. But
yeah.
it felt uncomfortable. And it was the same thing with Project Hail Mary, man. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm uncomfortably hot in here.
Yeah. It's like they can't turn the AC on until I don't know, but it was very warm.
Probably all automated.
Yeah, it could be. But
AMC is going bankrupt.
that's true. That's true.
We can't run the damn air. We won't be able to show the damn movies. We got
You get one
we
or
got
the
enough
other.
power. We got enough power for the projector or the air conditioner. You choose.
You choose one. They start selling AMC branded neck fans.
Oh, you know what? I just realized what it is. It's to sell more beer. They're playing 4D chess here.
They're a step ahead of us.
They're a step ahead of us. They sell a salty popcorn in a hot
Right.
theater and like drink more beer. That's a $42 beer that they got to sell you.
I love them already. Right. They know the way to my heart. But anyway, so yeah, long story short is, I think having Skeletor be the big baddie for a second film, and then you could actually show his backstory, and it could be more about him. I think people would get behind that.
I think so. This could, yeah. That's it, as long as, like I said, 2 hour, 20-minute movie.
Yeah.
Which in my opinion, it's not super long by today's standards. I think an hour and a half is almost too short.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. You gotta have some content.
But I'm with you. Like I feel like they could have almost split this into 2 movies.
Yeah. Well, make this one 1:50 or right at 2 hours, and focus.
And have it.
Yeah, focus maybe a little bit more on him getting back to Eternia, and then cut out some of the Skeletor stuff, and then have him and put some of that at the end, where you see Skeletor.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Just a thought.
It just seemed like the fight scene did not play out as much as I would hoped it would
Yeah.
have.
Well, and I think that's the problem with a lot of movies and I felt that way a lot about. Have you seen the Mario Brother movies?
I've seen the first one. I didn't watch the
Right.
newest one
So
yet.
the newest one, I feel like they just packed so much in there. My God, they
Mm-hmm.
packed a lot in there, and it's fun, it's entertaining, but it's like they're trying to squeeze in as much as they can in case they don't get another shot to do this. So, and I feel like maybe that's what this movie was missing, is that maybe they tried to do too much. And again, it not enough to ruin it because I still very much enjoyed the movie, but there's just a lot of storylines, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I almost think this could have been like you almost should have turned this into a trilogy, honestly.
yeah, which
Do three films.
excuse me, which they may still be doing that. I mean, for all we know, like
Well, that end credit scene that could play into
right,
two.
but that may also how much money it's making may affect that as well because if it is making
And they're gonna get a shot.
right now,
You know what they
sometimes
you know what they should
what's
do?
that?
They should just Lord of the Rings all this stuff. Do all three movies at the same
Have them all
time
ready
and
to
really
go. Yep, yeah,
and commit to it. Because you're gonna spread that cost across three film openings.
true.
If you math that out, I mean it's probably less risk, honestly, because you're already paying
Yeah,
X amount for shooting it, and so you're paying X plus 50% to get three movies or whatever it was.
yeah,
I know that's why I did Lord of the Rings that way specifically. So you got all the cast there. You shoot all three films or whatever you're doing, and then you also have the marketing. Because you're going to
right.
share marketing across all three films.
Yeah, and that's true because because the filming's all done unless you have to do some reshoots. No more flying people out for two two other shoots and the crew and all that stuff as well. So yeah, that's true. So
I mean, just commit to it. Say we're doing it.
yeah,
I mean, you've already done it for one movie. Why not just say we're doing three,
yeah, well,
playing it out?
yeah. And this is Amazon MGM. They have the money. You know,
Right.
they're not hurting. Now, granted,
Yeah.
they don't want to lose money either. So it's still a business. So
Mm-hmm.
right. So what else, man? Anything else about these or
I mean, I think we've kind of danced around it a bit. Overall, very good. I
yeah,
would say go watch it.
yeah. Oh, and
I
Dolph.
don't. I'm not. Oh, go ahead.
And Dolph shows up in the second one, which was fun.
That was great. I actually loved that a
Yeah,
lot.
he's like, we're at the gym.
that was so good.
But my favorite part was whenever he leaves, he tells him to have a nice journey.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that
Well,
was
and then I like how he stole his line in his motivational speech later.
like, yeah.
You got to get behind yourself.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So,
Well, with that said, I think we're about out of time on this.
I think so
So
too. I mean, it was fun. It was a good time. I enjoy
totally worth it.
yeah, I enjoy watching old movies. I enjoy watching new movies. So
The
this past
best of both
so
worlds.
yeah, we get to experience both. Here's one movie. Here's a second movie. Much like how we were sitting at the theater trying to watch the movie.
It's a tangle storm.
Whatever. It worked.
Right, right.
uh, all right. Well, I think that's it then, right? So
I think that's
we're
it.
good. All right. Well, thank you everybody for sticking in to the madness for this long, and guess we'll see you next week.
Next week.
See you, everybody.
See ya.